ladies and gentlemen, I have something to say to you. As of tomorrow, the 20th of June, 2025, I celebrate 20 years as of doing social media on MySpace and Facebook. That to me is a huge effort, and I have had an absolute ball in doing that because it's meant that it's given me a chance to promote disability within radio. As people know, that I started in radio in 1993, but in 2005, the radio station Casey Radio 97.7 asked me to put together a directory of services for people with disabilities, a non-for-profit organizer, a non-for-profit organisation directory of services. This directory is not available anymore, but I just want to put this podcast together for to let people know that the 20 it is a massive achievement to do any thing for 20 years, but to do social media for 20 years. I know a lot of people won't take that in, but for for, for when we started doing this, we were asked to put a directory of services for people with disabilities, and we focused on non-for-profit organisations. So that was absolutely huge for people with disabilities at the time. The we were asked to put together so we researched 100 websites at the time. So you could say that the work that I have done for social media is absolutely huge, and I just want to put this podcast out to let people know that there hasn't been a day where I haven't thought about doing social media. But I think to myself, if I could do this for people with disabilities on social media for 20 years, imagine what I could do for a disability organisation. And so for that, I say thank you very much for people that have got involved with me on social media, and I don't take for granted what I have achieved on radio and all the media stuff that I do, and I do appreciate the feedback that I do get through social media because it's absolutely huge. And for that, I say thank you. And it's not just me; it's everybody on um, social media, such as MySpace and Facebook and everything like that. To promote disability worldwide is absolutely huge when you consider how um I wouldn't say Australia is small, but when we first started, when I first thought about this project with my great mate David Pierce, who I worked with at Casey Radio, it was a massive project at the start, and it's just grown through social media. Uh, but we don't. I don't have the directory of services available anymore, because if you consider how many disability organisations there would be these days, it would be just absolutely huge. But it was a huge project to start off with when we first started to research 100 websites, and they were all focused on non-for-profit organisations. That includes Australia, the UK, New Zealand, and a few other places around the world. It was all about um, telling them that there was a radio program that was 100% dedicated for people with disabilities. Unfortunately, that radio show isn't on radio anymore, but I had an absolute ball doing that show for 18 years, and I've had an absolute ball doing social media for. I started that in 2005, and it is 20 years on the 20th of June 2025 tomorrow as we speak. So I don't know where this podcast is going to go, but as I say, it's an absolute massive effort, and I've never taken my radio work for granted, and the work that I have done on social media. This is why I've done this to remember this by doing this podcast. Um, I do remember the time when we were doing radio, and at the time we didn't realise, but we were actually doing um, breakfast radio, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., which was in America. But when we were doing it, we were actually doing it live in Australia from 9 9 p.m. till 12 midnight. So the work that I have done, and plus I remember I remember how much work David Pearce and myself did did during that project for Casey Radio at the time. It was around about the time Casey Radio first went online, so well, we didn't realise at the time how much impact we were having at the time, but the the work was all focused on people with disabilities, and for that, I thank everybody for the work that they do for with me on social media, and the work is not just focused on me, but it's focused on everybody that I have been involved with on Facebook and MySpace. And for that, I say thank you very much.